Hey everybody, Jonathan Potter here. I am in Pasadena, California, and it is gorgeous out, and we're about ready to go inside and talk to Jesse Saylor, who's a headshot photographer, as well as an architectural photographer, and I don't know, all kinds of other photography stuff. And I think, hopefully, maybe he's gonna take my photo. I'm excited, so let's go chat with him.
Hey, you did it! One time.
We're gonna try not to knock anything over.
Yes! Can we just do that again? There it is. Do you want to get started?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna close that up.
Okay, I'm gonna move this back over there.
I am Jesse Saylor. I'm originally from the Bay Area, but I've lived down in Los Angeles for about half of my life now. I have a background in acting, which has translated into photography and headshots, and in the last 5 years has grown into a love of all types of photography, including real estate and couples and families and weddings and portraits, all sorts of things. For the first couple of years I did it, I really did feel like a fraud because I got laid off at the job that I had, which was great because I'd been there for 6 years and the job was not good. And so that it was a blessing. I wasn't oh no, it was I'm released from this. But then I needed to find something to do, and whatever my job was, it needed to have a creative element to it. And my wife Afton was like, well, why don't you do headshots? A little step this way, and then one step in. I had a Rolodex of like 1,000 actors that were clients of mine. And I worked at a place that did casting director workshops, which means actors are meeting casting directors who might be able to hopefully and someday give them a job. And so we knew it would be a good business, but I didn't know if I could do it. But I knew I had a good eye from just my life. And I had liked taking photos in my life, but never really passionately pursued it. So I just started, well, first I invested. I got a credit card and I spent probably like $5,000 on good equipment. And I shot like 12 people, made a website off of it, and then did an email blast to those 1,000 actors. And that really, really banked me the whole first year. Especially because I've been an actor and I've been to headshot sessions. I know what I like, and it's just to feel comfortable. Oh, you look so great. So I'm all about people just feeling comfortable when they walk in the room and feel good, and kind of, because there's so much pressure on the actor from, well, themselves, but if they have an agent or manager, to do everything right. And so it's to kind of release them from that and let them just feel good about who they are, you know, is a big thing. Biggest compliment that I get is when someone looks at it and they say, that's me. Because I like to get really specific. So if someone's coming in, they're getting 3 different looks, meaning 3 very specifically different shots and different people even. Do you want this hair curly cueing? What's it doing? It's just. So if I can make, like, let's say someone's coming in for a serial killer, or that's the look they want. If I still see them in it, then I feel very satisfied. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they still, that person still has to come through. It took at least 1.5 years before I felt like I could go into a headshot session without feeling stressed before it. Yeah. No, I was not okay with it for a while. I was so insecure about, just so nervous. I didn't want to let people down. And the shots were usually still good. So it was in my head more than anything. But then that tailed off into wanting to do other types of photography, and then I got the real estate job, and I love real estate photography. I love it. I love lines. I love lines. It's funny because I used to have really bad OCD, and I remember now looking back how much lines, like I would have to have like my placemat in a certain way. And so I've always kind of associated lines and like that like rigidness and like as a negative because I associated it with that. But now I love it. Now I love finding lines and the perspective and what a leading line can do and where it can bring your eye and just figuring out composition. In real estate photography, you really get to do that. Wedding is obviously the highest stakes. which is both exciting and terrifying because you can't mess up. You just can't mess up. You can't, it's the one thing you can't reshoot. And there's so much money and so much pressure and everything's involved. So after that, it's well, actually it's look at the photos and then, you know, like go home, upload them, and then, okay, and then, so that's the biggest rush for sure because of the high stakes involved. Can I take your photo now?
Yes.
Yes, let's do it.
So if I was one of Jesse's clients, I would have gotten an email this morning asking me a couple things. First, what are the realistic roles that I think I might be getting? Like hipster hobo, I don't know, human bystander during an alien invasion. I'll probably be doing this a lot. I don't know, we'll see. Are my glasses reflective? That's a very good question.
And do you always wear your glasses?
I mostly always wear my glasses, but we can take them off too.
Do you want to know what settings I normally do?
No.
Okay.
You came to photography from being an actor. How did you learn your photography skills?
Mostly YouTube.
Yeah?
Yeah, and trial and error. Okay, I'm gonna take headshots of the camera.
Yeah.
Great. Great, just chin down a little.
Yeah, let's do some outside. So that's just like all of this.
Right, great, that's awesome. Head this way down a little bit? Yeah, right there. You have such a great smile. Go ahead and put your hands on your hips.
So I think is really interesting about all of this, and is kind of surprising, is we were talking about lines, and realistically, that's exactly what we're talking about here too. It's little lines, the way that my body is shaping up in the camera, and you know, it's kind of like architectural, but it's like an organic version of it. The few times that I've done headshots, I've been like, they need to be on a dark background, and they need to be like really intense, and I'm like, oh, there's more methodological stuff to doing headshots than just making a photo.
I do brighter shots in general. My brand has also kind of become more bright. There's this phrase, squinching your eyes, which isn't squinting, it's just bringing the bottom one up.
Is that good or bad?
It's good, it's kind of sexy, smoky. Got it.
I just feel confused. So I have to say, if there's anything I've learned today, it's that at least getting headshots done with Jesse is really fun, and it makes you feel good about yourself, which is, I don't know, when I talk about what's a satisfying image for some people, like feeling good about them is like I feel like important. So what do you think? Did we get the shot?
We got so many shots.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Well, I think he's gonna go edit some of these, and I'm excited to get them plugged into the video, and we'll see how it all turns out. Thanks. If you guys enjoyed this, subscribe. That's awesome. That's fine.
Usually I can tell how good it went with how good our rapport was. If I'm goofing around and we're having a good time, then it feels good, and I know the shots are good.